You brush your teeth, turn off the lights, and slide into bed. But night after night, you just can't fall asleep. Or maybe you do fall asleep, only to wake up bloated, restless, or staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering why your body refuses to rest. What if I told you the answer might not be in your mattress, your melatonin, or even your stress, but in the foods you're eating just a few hours before bedtime? And here's the shocker. Some of the worst offenders are foods you've been told are healthy. What if that warm glass of milk or that small fruit bowl before bed is actually sabotaging your sleep and wrecking your digestion? Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what's going on in your body when you eat certain foods at night and reveal the 10 foods seniors especially should avoid before bed. These aren't just bad choices. Some of them are triggering hormonal chaos, spiking blood sugar, disrupting gut bacteria, or even subtly damaging your liver while you sleep. Stick around, because I promise you'll be surprised by at least one item on this list. And by the end, you'll know exactly what to eat and not eat to wake up refreshed and energized every single morning. Before we dive in, if this is the kind of eye-opening, practical health insight you want more of, make sure to subscribe. That way, you won't miss out on any powerful strategies to stay healthy, sharp, and strong at any age. Let's start by asking a very simple question. Why is nighttime digestion even important? Well, here's the thing. Your body's not multitasking at night. It wants to heal, restore, reboot. That only happens if your systems can wind down. But when you eat certain foods before bed, you throw your body into a different mode. Processing, digesting, managing insulin, fighting inflammation. That's not rest, that's work. And over time, it chips away at your sleep quality, energy, and even your cognitive health. Now, for older adults, this is even more critical. As we age, our digestive enzymes decline, our gut lining gets more sensitive, and our hormone balance becomes more fragile. So the same late-night snack that a 20-year-old might brush off can hit a 65-year-old like a ton of bricks, leading to acid reflux, disrupted sleep cycles, and even chronic inflammation. So let's talk about one of the biggest bedtime food villains. Fruit. Yep, fruit. Not all of it, but especially tropical fruits like pineapples, bananas, and mangoes. These are loaded with natural sugars, including fructose, which gets processed by the liver. That might sound fine, but here's the problem. Fructose doesn't spike insulin the same way glucose does. Instead, it's quietly converted into fat in the liver, contributing to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and overnight metabolic stress. And get this, fructose has also been linked to increased production of uric acid, which can raise your risk of gout and inflammation. So if you're eating that banana before bed thinking it's a healthy choice, think again. But fruit isn't the only nighttime saboteur. Let's look at whole grains. A bowl of oatmeal, a slice of whole wheat, toast, even healthy crackers. All of these can wreak havoc on your sleep and digestion. Why? Because they're high in starches that break down quickly into glucose. You eat them, your blood sugar shoots up, your body releases insulin, and guess what? As insulin drops, your blood sugar crashes. That crash can actually wake you up in the middle of the night, triggering a cortisol spike that jolts you out of deep sleep. And if you're already dealing with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes, those blood sugar fluctuations are even more extreme and more dangerous. Let's pause for a second. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Do you find yourself waking up tired, even after 7 or 8 hours in bed? Do you get heartburn at night? Maybe you wake up with brain fog, or that frustrating feeling that your stomach didn't settle while you slept. These are clues, and they're trying to tell you something important. Your nighttime habits are undermining your health. Now let's dig deeper. Another surprising offender? Dairy. Specifically, things like milk, cheese, or yogurt before bed. For many older adults, lactose intolerance becomes more common with age. Even if you don't get full-blown digestive upset, small amounts of dairy can cause bloating, gas, and mild inflammation, all of which can interfere with sleep quality. And beyond the lactose, milk proteins like casein can trigger low-grade immune responses in sensitive individuals. Plus, dairy is insulinogenic, meaning it stimulates insulin production even if it's low in sugar. More insulin at night, more sleep disturbances, more fat storage, and less hormonal recovery. Ever snack on a handful of nuts before bed? Seems harmless, right? Nuts are healthy after all, full of good fats, fiber, and protein. But not all. Nuts are created equal. Some, like cashews and pistachios, are surprisingly high in carbohydrates and can spike blood sugar more than you'd expect. And while fats can be satiating, they also take longer to digest. That means your digestive system stays active long into the night, disrupting your circadian rhythm and reducing deep sleep phases. Even worse, many commercial nut blends are roasted in seed oils, like soybean or canola oil, which have been shown to promote inflammation and oxidative stress, particularly in the brain. So let's recap for a moment, because this is where it gets real. If you've been experiencing poor sleep, digestive discomfort, or unexplained weight gain, your late-night food choices could be the hidden culprit. Not your age, not your hormones, not even stress. Food. The good news? You can take back control starting tonight. But we're not done yet. You might be wondering, okay, so what can I eat before bed if I'm truly hungry? That's an excellent question, and we're going to get into it. But first, we need to talk about the role of hydration and how some beverages, yes, even the so-called healthy ones, can derail your rest, spike nighttime blood sugar, or even increase nighttime urination that ruins your sleep cycles. If you're over 50 and your joints ache when you get out of bed, go upstairs or just try to enjoy a walk. It's not your age, and it's not your fault. The real issue? Your body's running out of a natural substance that cushions your joints like a shock absorber. And most supplements out there, glucosamine, collagen, all of it, don't fix this. But now, researchers have discovered a breakthrough that can actually restore what your joints are missing. And people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s are seeing real relief. If you're feeling stiff, sore, or weaker lately, stop guessing. Check the link in the pinned comment now. And the first drink that needs our attention? Fruit juice. You'd be surprised how many people think a small glass of orange juice or apple juice is a calming nighttime treat. But in reality, even just a few ounces of juice delivers a concentrated hit of fructose and glucose, without the fiber that would normally slow its absorption. This causes a rapid blood sugar spike, followed by a crash, which signals the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. That sudden jolt at 2 a.m. where you feel slightly panicked, overheated, or wide awake? Yeah, that could be your juice. Now let's talk about herbal teas. You'd think they're a safe bet, and many are, but not all herbal teas are created equal. Some blends, especially those containing hidden caffeine from ingredients like yerba mate, guayusa, or even green tea leaf, can silently disrupt your sleep patterns. You might not feel wired, but your brain waves might never fully reach the restorative, deep sleep phase. And for seniors, who already tend to get less REM and deep sleep as part of the natural aging process, this subtle stimulation can significantly reduce sleep quality. But there's another factor too: frequent urination. As we age, the kidneys become slightly less efficient, and bladder control can become more sensitive. This means that even an innocent glass of water too close to bedtime can turn into 2 or 3 frustrating bathroom trips overnight. And this isn't just inconvenient, it's a serious issue. Interrupted sleep is linked to higher blood pressure, increased cortisol, and even memory problems. So when you hydrate, do it earlier in the day. By dinner time, you want to start tapering off. Now, if you're thinking this all sounds like a long list of don'ts, don't worry, we're shifting gears now. Let's talk solutions. What can you enjoy in the evening that actually supports your sleep, soothes digestion, and helps your body heal overnight? One of the best options for a light evening snack is a small serving of turkey or chicken breast. These lean proteins are rich in tryptophan, an amino acid that helps the body produce serotonin, which in turn converts into melatonin, the sleep hormone. Unlike sugary foods, these don't spike your blood sugar, and they're easy on the stomach, especially in small amounts. Another winner? A few slices of avocado. Creamy, satisfying, and full of magnesium, a mineral known for calming the nervous system, relaxing muscles, and promoting deep sleep. Avocados also contain healthy fats that help stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation without overwhelming the digestive system. Just don't overdo it. Half an avocado is plenty before bed. And here's a simple, comforting combo: warm bone broth with a pinch of sea salt. Not only does it hydrate you without flooding your bladder, but it also contains glycine, an amino acid that has been shown to enhance sleep quality, improve memory, and even reduce anxiety. For seniors dealing with joint stiffness or gut issues, Bone broth also delivers collagen and nutrients that support tissue repair overnight. Okay, let's get into a bit of science now. Don't worry, I'll keep it simple. When you eat, your body goes into something called the fed state. It focuses on digestion, insulin secretion, and nutrient storage. But during sleep, your body should ideally be in the fasted state, a time when it can focus on cellular cleanup, immune regulation, and hormone balance. This is especially true for processes like autophagy, your body's way of breaking down damaged cells and rebuilding stronger ones. If you're constantly digesting through the night, you miss out on those benefits. Now imagine the compounded effect if this is happening every night. Day after day, your body gets more inflamed, your insulin sensitivity drops, your cognitive clarity fades, and your energy dips. And it's so subtle you might not even realize what's wrong. You just assume it's aging. But in reality, it's chronic metabolic stress, driven in large part by late-night food and beverage choices. And here's where things get even more compelling. Studies show that poor sleep, especially in older adults, is directly linked to increased risk of Alzheimer's, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. And these aren't random risks. They're all tied together by a core concept: inflammation. That late-night snack that seemed so harmless, it might be triggering a cascade of inflammatory responses that ripple through your blood vessels, brain tissue, and hormone pathways. Let's take a moment and reflect. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Is it rested and light, or stiff, bloated, and groggy? Your morning state is one of the clearest signals of whether your body is recovering at night or struggling. And the more tuned in you become, the easier it is to connect the dots between what you eat and how you sleep. Now let's go back to that list we started. We've already covered fruit, grains, dairy, certain nuts, and sneaky beverages. That's 5. But what about those so-called healthy protein bars or sugar-free desserts marketed to older adults? These often contain sugar alcohols like sorbitol, maltitol, or erythritol. While they don't spike blood sugar like regular sugar, they can ferment in the gut, leading to gas, bloating, and even cramping, right when you're trying to fall asleep. And we can't forget spicy foods. While a bit of spice earlier in the day can boost metabolism, capsaicin, the compound that gives chili peppers their kick, has been shown to raise core body temperature. And that's a problem at night because your body needs to cool down to enter deep sleep. Spicy foods before bed can also trigger acid reflux or indigestion, especially if you're lying down soon after eating. Now, number 8 is a quiet troublemaker: chocolate. While small amounts of dark chocolate have health benefits, most people forget it contains caffeine and theobromine, both stimulants. Even a square or two can be enough to keep your brain slightly more alert than it should be, especially for seniors who are more sensitive to stimulants. If you struggle with insomnia or wake up frequently at night, this tiny indulgence could be sabotaging you without you realizing it. Let me ask you this. How often do you reach for one of these foods at night thinking it's no big deal? Maybe it's out of habit. Maybe it's emotional. Maybe it's just because you've been told it's healthy. But now that you know what's really happening inside your body, how your digestion, hormones, and sleep systems are all interconnected, doesn't it feel empowering to make a smarter choice? The path to better health doesn't always require drastic change. Sometimes it's as simple as skipping the toast, putting away the fruit bowl, or pouring yourself a calming tea instead of a sugary drink. These small shifts, practiced consistently, can transform your nights and your days. So here's your challenge. Tonight, skip the usual snack. Instead, try a light protein, a little healthy fat, or even a soothing cup of bone broth. Then tomorrow morning, ask yourself, how do I feel? And if it's even slightly better, keep going. Your body will thank you. If you found this helpful, there's another video on screen right now that dives even deeper into what happens in your body overnight and how to wake up feeling truly energized again. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Tap to watch, and I'll see you there.